racing to the massive roar of the crowd. Lady of Camelot, a spectacular win in the Golden Slipper. Chain of Lightning, Bella Nipotina. Chain of Lightning's won the TJ. Bella Nipotina wins the Everest. A thriller there at the end.
With Tim Gilbert and Julie Snook, this is Racing Dreams.
And it's great to have your company, and we're getting serious for the autumn, Jules. Coolmore Classic Day, last chance for the slipper today as well.
Absolutely, Timmy. Good morning. Good morning to you at home. Last chance for the slipper. What a slipper this is shaping up to be. It is going to be a very warm day of racing at Rosehill Gardens to do. There is nothing autumnal about today's conditions, but great show coming up.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Well, Rachel King is eyeing autumn success off the back of an historic start to the year.
We visit Coolmore ahead of today's Group 1 Coolmore Classic. They also have a number of starters in the Pago who are hopeful of a start in the slipper.
Look at that property, and Amelia's Jewel will start as one of the favourites in today's Coolmore Classic. We catch up with trainer Annabel Neasham.
Well, here it is. It is the last chance to get into the greatest two-year-old race in the world, the Golden Slipper at Rosehill Gardens. We've got the Magic Night, the Pago.
Absolutely. Also, today, Australia's finest fillies and mares compete in the Group 1 Coolmore Classic. So it's a good morning to Shane O'Cass.
Good morning, Julie. Morning, Timmy. Yeah, great to be here. It's a very important day for a lot of horses today, primarily the two-year-olds, because, as you mentioned, the Golden Slipper field is not set yet. Certainly, we don't know the winner. We certainly don't even know the field. So there's a lot of things could happen today at Rosehill that will have a big effect on what's going to happen there in 7 days' time.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to talk to, as I mentioned, those at Coolmore. They've got quite a few chances in the Pago.
Well, they do, but they've also got a horse in his stable at home, Wotan, who is now the favourite again. It's been up and down this market. He went up at $51 a long time ago. You'd like to have a slice of it in your pocket, but then he lost a bit of favour when he was beaten. And look, he's been back into favouritism. And I suspect that's probably because James McDonald is probably going to ride Wotan. Yeah. So that's the McDonald
What
factor.
about the Pago?
Well, look, the Pago is the last chance saloon for a lot of these horses, as you mentioned, particularly Skyhook. Now, there's two people at this table living in the 70s.
Oh, absolutely.
Could be us. But look, it was an absolute horror movie for it last start. Another pun upon there. But look, it was very unlucky. It probably should have won this race. It has to win today to make the slipper, and a lot of people think it will. It ran the fastest last 200 of the entire meeting in this race last start. So that's only its second run in its race. It's improving the whole time, and he looks to be like a horse that he could challenge for a Golden Slipper if he drew the right draw and gets there. But he's got to win today. Let's
talk about the fillies as well in the Magic Night Stakes.
Yes, well, I mean, who else would you want to be on than Bjorn Baker this year, Timmy? He's absolutely winning every race. He's got a couple of live chances in the Golden Slipper, and he's desperate to get one in today called Strada Verena. Now, she made her debut at Canterbury a couple of Friday nights ago. She pinged the lids, went straight to the front, and they never saw her again. She did it at both ends. She was very, very good. And look, I know they've always fancied her as a Golden Slipper filly. It's the fast way to get there. She's got to win today, and then she's got to back it up and win in 7 days' time. But, she's so quick that she could just run them off their legs today. Look, she's $2.80 to win today. She's $21 in the Golden Slipper. So if you're brave enough to think that she can win today, well, you might want to have something on her in the Golden Slipper 21s, because she'll be $9 if she wins today.
We're going to talk to Hugh Bowman, and he's going to be on next week's show. Of course, he's coming back for Hong Kong for the Golden Slipper. Absolutely.
Hugh rode Farnan to win a couple of years back. He's on 99 Group 1 wins in Australia, so how better to do it, Timmy, than win the Golden Slipper. And he'll be riding Rivellino, who's unbeaten in 3 starts. I mean, a very underrated horse. He can't do much more than that. He's got a tremendous finish, which is going to help in a fast-run race like the Golden Slipper. It doesn't really matter where he draws. And somebody like Hugh Bowman, well, he knows exactly what to do in these big races.
Interestingly, we've touched on this about how open this field is. The Todman Stakes winner has been ruled out now. We've got the New Zealand Colt Return to Conquer off to the Spelling Paddock. There's been so much movement. What's the latest?
Well, and that was the horse that beat Wooten.
That's right. I mean, Tentris, how would you feel if you owned Tentris? You beat the new Golden Slipper favourite, the horse that'll probably win. But look, guys, you remember, I don't think I've seen a Golden Slipper this late in the piece where we haven't had a horse that was a pure standout. I mean, last week we had 2 Golden Slipper equal favourites, Tentris one of them and Tempted being the other. So the market is just moving around at an amazing sort of speed. nobody really knows what's going to happen. I think it'll come down to the barrier draw, as it often does, and then it's going to come down to the track conditions, what we get at Rosehill next Saturday, because if it's a hot day, might be a heavy 10. I mean, nobody knows, and that's why the Golden Slipper is such a fascinating race.
It really is. Also today we've got the Group 2 Far Lap Stakes.
Yeah, you'd probably want to back Chris Waller in this. He's won 7 of the last 10. He won it with Winks, Very Elegant and Zugotcha. He's got half of the field this year too, so I think he's probably going to win it. It's just a matter of with which one. He's got Lazura as the second favourite, and she's the filly that's probably just been that length or two behind Lady Shenandoah. But with Lady Shenandoah in the Coolmore, I'd suspect that it probably opens the way for Lazura to stand up and have her time in the sun.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the Coolmore Classic. Lady Shenandoah and Annabel is... she's quite confident with Amelia's Jewel, $8.
Well, she ought to be confident of the way that it won last week, but I guess the issue is the weight. And this is sort of a Melbourne Cup for mares, if you like. They really are handicapped up to their best. And she's got 58 kilos, which is a lot, even for a good horse like her. Lady Shenandoah's got 55.5, then that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot for a 3-year-old filly. So I would suspect some of the ones down near the bottom of the weights are probably going to have an impact in this year's race, particularly Manal, who's been very unlucky. I mean, she's a dual Group 1 winner, but she's drawn terrible barriers all the way through this campaign, and she's been having to give starts to Lady Shenandoah. You just can't do that, be 5 lengths behind her on the turn. But, you know, if she gets a little bit closer to her in the run, maybe that little 3 or 4 kilos could make the difference, because we know Manal at her best has got the best finish in racing, or one of them anyway, and she could really let rip today.
$31, that'd be nice and juicy.
And also a sentimental favourite, I suppose we could say, with Coo Volant, who was very special to the late Mike Moroney.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Moroney funeral will be on in New Zealand on Monday. We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. A great human being and a fantastic trainer. So, look, I think there's a lot of people on both sides of the Tasman that'll really be cheering her on today, me included.
All right, so Manal, would you say that's your long odd bet for us today?
Look, I've got a 100 to 1 shot in the race.
100 to 1, tell
it's
us.
called Our Gold Hope. It's got a big hope, trust me. I spoke to the trainer a couple of weeks ago. It's had a few little niggles,
That's
but
in the
it's
Coolmore
over.
as well.
It's in the Coolmore. It's right down the bottom. It is $101 if you like it. I like it.
Our Gold Hope.
Oh, I just added that to my list.
It's got the right name. All right, thank you, Shane. Today is
Thanks,
Ladies'
Shane.
Day at Rosehill Gardens, and what better ambassador for women in the industry than Rachel King?
Yeah, Rachel has become somewhat of a globe-trotting sensation of late, from the US to the UK, Saudi Arabia and Japan. She's riding winners all over the world. She's also riding her way into the record books.
Costanova's in front with 150 metres to run. Will this be Rachel King's first Japanese Group 1?
The racing's different all over the world, and every jurisdiction I've ridden in, it's been slightly different. And I think getting that experience has been, special and definitely beneficial as well to my career.
Down the outside, Miyagi, Rachel King swamped them on the run to the lining.
Every time I've been somewhere, I've probably picked up something new, something different, different racetracks, different horses, riding for different owners and trainers. So it's, I feel like definitely my riding has improved from doing all this travelling. Saudi's different. It's a very different sort of country. I guess it's only just kind of, opening up a little bit more to sort of tourists and things like that. But you can see it's a country that's still developing a lot, just from sort of in day-to-day kind of things. But their racing is really, I think, taking off. And obviously, look, they've got a lot of money to back their industry, and what they're doing with their racing and things like the Saudi Cup meeting is quite incredible. They've really targeted that sort of worldwide audience, and it was great to see horses come from everywhere this year and compete in all those races over that weekend. Japan was an amazing place to be. Their racing is incredible, sort of what they've built over the last, many years now, but they've built this incredible industry over there where they are breeding some of the best horses we have in the world, and their racing's proving that. It's a privilege to be sort of able to go there and ride on the short-term licence, and getting the Group 1 winner made it extra special this year, and only my second sort of stint there. It was great to get that good winner.
In front, late on the scene, Sunrise Sapangu late. Well done, Rachel. Costanova takes out the Group 1.
It was extra special being, the first female to do it. I think last year when I went, I was the first international female to to ride a group winner. I think there is one local jockey that had done previously, but to then sort of break, you know, a further boundary and win a Group 1 was something I'm very proud of. And look, I couldn't have done it without the amazing support of the Japanese owners and trainers that I rode for. They were just incredible. The whole team, the sort of people behind me over there were a huge help, and like I said, I couldn't have got that success without them. The fact that I think jockeys from here, and you know, I'm not the only one, but there's plenty of others from Australia that have travelled as well and been successful. It proves, you know, that we can compete on that world stage, and there's obviously things I've taken from other countries that, you know, you might like to sort of bring back to Oz as well, and probably the other way around, you know, things from Oz that you might want to take overseas. But yeah, definitely just sort of cements how competitive the racing is here in Australia, and it makes it extra tough coming back from overseas when I've been away for a while, because it's sort of hard to break back into that cycle. It's always tough because it's a very tough time of year, and it's a tough jockeys room, as I said before. You know, it's Australian racing in general is hard, and the Sydney jockeys room is very, very competitive. So hopefully I can get my foot back in the door there, and you know, everyone's been, like I said, been supportive so far, and probably just need that sort of one or two headline horses to give me a good carnival.
Little Bayer leading all the way. Rachel King back in town from her Japan sojourn. Rachel teaming up with Bjorn Baker, 53 kilos, just JLW, jump, lead and win.
I know I've got a Rapaho, so he's one that I'm really looking forward to getting back aboard. His first 2 runs back this preparation have been super. I was sort of chomping at the bit to get back to ride him after watching them. He looked like he's come back in super order, so yeah, he's probably sort of the main one. And it was, yeah, I think nearly 11 years ago now or something that I, you know, came over to Oz hoping that I might get a few more opportunities, but the opportunities have been amazing, and yeah, something I'm definitely sort of proud to look back on, and hopefully that, you know, it can inspire sort of a few more female jockeys especially to come through the ranks as well. And we're seeing, you know, the numbers just keep going up and up, and it's something it's great to see within the industry. Hard work never hurt anyone, and you know, if you want to do it enough, you know, you can make it happen. A bit of hard work is sort of all it takes, and obviously a bit of luck along the way too, but it's an industry that's very, very rewarding, very grounding as well. So, you know, you've got to definitely stay sort of level-headed, but don't give up on those dreams.
Nice.
Don't give up on those dreams.
No, you never
Something
can.
for us to all remember.
We might use that as a promo.
We
Don't
might.
give up on your racing dreams.
We do love a dream. Just a short drive up the freeway north of Sydney is equine Nirvana. Coolmore have recently taken over John Singleton's property at Mount White, and it's where some of the superstars of the industry live.
Absolutely, Jules. It's quite an extraordinary place. Ahead of today's Coolmore Classic, I thought I'd head up the freeway, catch up with their stud manager, Sean Keogh, to chat about some of their chances in the Pago today, along with some of the other stars that race in the Coolmore colours. And who could forget the Coolmore Classic from last year? Chris Waller certainly won't, after Zoo Gotcha got the chocolates.
Tropical Squall shows the way from Zoo Gotcha. Wide out is Samana running home hard, and Samana moved up with Zoo Gotcha. They're wide apart. Zoo Gotcha near the inside of Samana. Zoo Gotcha got the Coolmore.
So, Sean, Coolmore Classic, fantastic race for mares and fillies.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to be a part of these, you know, big races during carnival time. We obviously sponsor the Coolmore Classic at the autumn. And prestigiously the Coolmore Stakes, that's run up to Flemington Straight as well in the spring.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we are at Mount White, and you guys have been here probably for about 12 months. We've been up to Jerry's Plains quite a bit. This is fantastic, and all the superstars spell here. Yeah,
absolutely. We took the property over from, lucky enough to get it from John Singleton, just over 12 months ago, and now we've done, like, the lads have done a great job with maintaining and trying to improve it as much as we can. We've had all the Coolmore horses spell here for the last 12 months, also outside clients as well. It's not just a private farm, it is a commercial farm, so we've had horses such as, you know, Buckaroo and Fangirl, and them types of horses through the farm, not to mention, you know, Storm Boy in Switzerland and them types of horses.
Let's have a look at the Pago, because Coolmore has 4 starters.
Yeah, well represented as you mentioned on Saturday. So 4 nominations. We got 3 for Chris Waller, 1 being the United States. So he's a couple of runs this time in. Probably a smidge unlucky the last day from a wide draw, but he gained really good experience from that, and we haven't seen him for a few weeks. So Chris has freshened him right up, and looking forward to the Pago on Saturday. And we've got a horse like Congressman, who's fairly untapped. He's only had the 1 trial, 1 start, where he overcame a little bit of adversity there to finish off strongly, and that's shown as a good form race, with the winner going on to win the Black Opal on Sunday just gone. And then we have a horse like Fermoy, who is just a bonus that he's actually racing as a 2-year-old. He's a big colt, and towers over the rest of them. So the fact that he's up and racing at this stage is a bonus in itself. So looking forward showing from all them nominations, and an interesting horse that we have nominated for through the Kieran Mark camp on Saturday is State Visit. This is a horse that was bred and raised on the farm. Tom Magner and the Coolmore partners bought the mare Celebrity Queen back in 2021. So, great association with this horse going in, and the stable have had a really high opinion of this horse going the whole way along. And after his nice win in Canterbury a couple of Fridays ago, they want to push on to the Pago. So no, it's very exciting to have such a strong representation.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's have a look at Wooten, because so close. James McDonald on board, just pipped, but still the view to go to that Golden Slipper.
Yeah, absolutely. The attrition rate leading towards a Golden Slipper is not insignificant. Not only was I watching your show last week where I seen Carrie Portelli mention, the attrition rate at trying to get there, and him being so successful, having two winners in the past, but our plan has been solid the whole way through with his preparation, and each step he's ticked the boxes along the way. The camp are very happy with him, how he's pulled up, and we're very looking forward to it.
Let's look at a couple of these other Coolmore superstars in Switzerland. The view there is to go to the championships for him.
Yeah, look, what the team's seen, both Chris Waller and the Coolmore partners, seeing that he really excelled at the back end of his preparation last time in, with that wonderful success in the Coolmore Stud Stakes.
2 looks in front. This is going to be dominant. Switzerland, the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
So he's had nowhere to hide this time in. He was, up against the older horses up the Flemington Straight over 1,000 metres, back up to Sydney, weight for age conditions again at 1,300. So we really feel like third up now. He can get back to that 1,200 metres where it's his real sweet spot.
And Stormboy. Stormboy is a horse that everyone's interested in, maybe because of the way that he burst onto the scene, his size, or the way that Gay Waterhouse sold parts of Stormboy at a pub in Penrith. He is in Ireland at the moment, preparing for a possible run at Royal Ascot in the King's Stand.
Yeah, that's right. He's an interesting horse, and we had him here on the farm. He actually shipped from here before he went over to Ballydoyle. And now the reports from Ballydoyle are absolutely excellent. So he was over in early enough time to get all his pre-preparation and his pre-training in the way all of Aidan's horses would have done. So anything we've heard from the stable so far is, it's very exciting. He's likely to have a run or two prior to Royal Ascot, so that'll be decided in the coming months leading in.
Julie wants to move in.
I'll take any of the Coolmore properties, but your wife would take that too, I'm sure. It's such a stunning piece of real estate.
Get a house together. Oh, funny.
All right, still to come on Racing Dreams, we catch up with in-form trainer Bjorn Baker.
Absolutely, he's now officially an Aussie. Can you believe it? That story's just around the corner. Welcome back to Racing Dreams. Well, we've made our way out to Warwick Farm, and I tell you what, if you're ever going to buy a lotto ticket with someone, you want to buy it with this guy, Bjorn Baker. It's been a good few weeks for you.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic summer period coming up to autumn, and this is where you want to be firing up to the good races. So thank you very much, and thank you for coming to Warwick Farm. Great to have you here.
Great to be here, and there's Ashish. Of course, he's still smiling after India's win over New Zealand in the Champions Trophy. I'll talk to you about that later, but he's with Arapaho, 8-year-old gelding, and in again. He's been a real warhorse for you.
He's been an amazing horse. He was bought out of France originally, and he won the Tancred Stakes, which is one of the big staying races during the carnival 2 years ago. And I think he's going as good, if not better, than he did when he won that. So he's in the Sky High race. Is it Sky High? It's only a small field on Saturday, and I think he's a great chance from a great gate.
You were on the show the first week, and Iona Merck was in that day, and Iona Merck won. Back in again on Saturday with a view possibly to go into the Doncaster.
Yeah, and it's sort of, he's generally better at a shorter distance, but we haven't tried him over too far. So once he gets up towards that mile, it will be interesting. He's in the Ajax today over 1,500. So if he can go a good race, who knows? You've got to be in to win.
And you've got a young 2-year-old filly, you love her, and she's in the Magic Night, the fillies race, a chance of the Golden Slipper. Tell me more about her.
Yes, Strata Verena. She's only had the one start, but she was very dominant winning at Canterbury. She's a filly that we've always had a lot of time for. She's got a good gait. Jason Collett rode her on Tuesday. He thought her work was excellent. If she did happen to win, she's a chance to make the Golden Slipper, of course, next Saturday, the biggest 2-year-old race in the world. So just to have a run is a great thing. To have possibly a chance, even better.
Yeah, and within the law, he's already in the Golden Slipper. She won that day that when you're on Racing Dreams as well, and she's a really talented filly.
Yeah, she's a superstar. She's at home in track work. She doesn't show you a whole heap, but she just gives 100% race day. And I think I wouldn't change her for any other horse. I think she's going great.
Overpass the chance at the TJ Smith. He's going to do a exhibition gallop on Saturday.
Yeah, well, he's going super too, and he could well go to the TJ Smith. We're trying to go for 3 quackers in a row. Of course, the quacker's West Australia's biggest race. So if we can go to the TJ Smith, then onto the quacker, even better.
And a very happy Bjorn Baker crew with Little Bayer winning at Randwick.
Yeah, she's come such a long way in a short period of time. So that was a big thrill to win a big race at Randwick. Is always a thrill to win any race. It's a big thrill there.
Little Bayer still in front from Mount Buller, and Little Bayer led all the way. And
now a big week for you because you became an Australian citizen.
I did indeed, I must say, if I was honest, mixed emotions, but I'm overall very, very proud to become an Australian. It's the greatest country in the world, no doubt about it, and I'm lucky, myself and my family are very lucky to live here.
Now, to the cricket, does that mean it didn't hurt as much when New Zealand, as we branch onto Ashish over here, who's got a big smile on his face, who was going for India, the Champions Trophy?
Hurt more. It was one of my last chances to get any silverware as a Kiwi. It hurt a lot.
But you must be happy that one of your key staff members is happy.
Oh, sort of.
What did you think of it, Ashish?
It's always great to win the big one. Cricket is the most famous sport in India, and yeah, it's always great to win the big finals.
Yeah, okay, even Arapahoe's got something. Finally, it's Ladies' Day at Rosehill. How important, through your eyes, is the work that women do in this industry, because they're so prominent?
They are indeed, and most of my key staff are females. They do a great job, whether it be riding the horse or managing. And my wife Andrea, of course, does all my marketing and social media. She does a great job. And talking about great female jockeys, and a female jockey that really has competed just recently really well internationally in both Japan and Saudi Arabia, is Rachel King, who rides Arapahoe here, and she gets on with them really well, and I think I'm just hoping she can salute on Ladies' Day.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Arapahoe, Rachel King.
Very excited to be back with Arapahoe, and we're very excited that Bjorn isn't going anywhere now. He's an Aussie.
Absolutely.
He's here to stay.
And he's a great friend of Racing Dreams,
Yes.
Bjorn. Whenever we ring, he says, what time, where, I'll be there.
I'll be there,
Appreciate
absolutely. Another man who does just the same, really, is the man sitting to your left there, Timmy.
Well, he's an essential part of the program. He's an essential part of this racing dream that we live every day. Mark Brassel, ladies and gentlemen, from Racing New South Wales. How are you?
And I'm an Aussie just like John.
You were born that way. Now, the long and the short. So this is a segment that we've created here on Racing Dreams. We're all going to go. We did it last week with mild success, if you were following closely. Very little success,
Very little.
actually. But anyway, this is going to be different this week. We all take a horse with long odds. We all take a horse with short odds. Mark, who is your long odds horse today?
The long odds, I'm going with West of Africa. And I tell you what, I looked it up. There's a place called Point Verde, and it's west of Africa, and I'm banished there if I can't tip a winner. Really.
Point Verde, yeah. Well, Verde means green in Italian, so yeah, people might. Yeah.
I'll get a one-way ticket there, I think. West of Africa, here we go, right down the outside in the white socks and the baldy face, white sleeves. Races up to win, but just dies a little on it. It's just run out of gas there. Hasn't had a run for a month. Goes from 57.5 to 53 today, $12. Tyler Schiller. I think it'll just get out the back and steam home, and it's getting lined up for a Doncaster. So this will be a great pipe opener.
So which race? What kind of
race? Race 9. Race 9, west of Africa.
And what sort of price are we talking?
$12.
$12?
Yeah, $12.
That's healthy enough. Julie, you're looking for something around that $12 mark as well?
Yeah, but I've just had a look. It's come into $9.50 now. I've gone with comedy.
People must have heard.
Must have heard. We all need a bit of comedy in our life. This is a Schnitzel Colt trained by James, coming third up today. Chad Skewerfield gets the ride. He's been racing well, has drawn a bit of a better barrier today in race 3, the Pago. So he was at 12, come into $9.50. That is my long for today.
Well, Shano Cass stole my thunder earlier, but I had actually got to Manal before he had, but I'll need to send you the emails to show you that to our producer.
Remember, it isn't a competition this year.
No, there's no sense of none of us are competitive. Now, Manal, $31 was around that 23 mark, has gone out to $31, and I think that is pretty good odds for a Group 1 winner, and this is the Coolmore Classic, of course, and a great finishing horse, mixed its form, of course, since its 2-year-old success in the size, the Group 1 size, but Michael Freedman has a great opinion of Manal, and look, it's got to be a reasonable each way throw at the stumps, I would think, Manal today in the Coolmore Classic. What about your short price favourite, Mark?
My short price, I'm going to go for a jockey in the last. I think he's got a bit of ability.
Get out stakes?
Bit of ability called J-Mac. Harlem Queen. Now, this horse, this is first up last time. You see her right out wide. She's in the last race today in the black cap, and she just keeps coming and coming, builds the revs up and wins this pretty easily, ears pricked. She has raced with the best fillies in the land, the Oaks.
Great finish, isn't it?
Yeah, she, watch her here, she just pulls away, and this is first up last time. She's first up today. The trainer, Nathan Doyle, I don't think he's going to go the Oaks way. I think he's going to come back to the Queen of the Turf on Championships Day. So I'll tell you what, if she can't win this, really, like she's just classes above this mob in the last race. So Harlem Queen, about $3.30, I think, it's a steal.
Yeah.
And no Cape Verde for me.
Might come in slightly after Marcus said that. Jules?
I'm going with today's Coolmore. I've gone with the favourite in Ladies Shenandoah, paying about $2.50 at this point in time. I'm also sticking with this bloke called J-Mac. Apparently he goes all right. She is unbeaten this season, including 2 wins at that Group 1 level. She is on target to become the first 3-year-old filly to win the Coolmore since Typhoon Tracy in 2009. Can she get the job done today? I'm with her for $2.30.
OK, there you go, Lady Shenandoah for Jules. And I'm going to stick with the Arapaho. Obviously a little nostalgia there, but I really do believe that he can get the job done. He's an 8-year-old gelding now. He has been such a warhorse for Bjorn Baker. He's a Group 1 winner. This is the Sky High Stakes today, race 5, and Rachel King on board. Around that $4 mark. And remember, it was 2 years ago that he won the Group 1 Tancred, and Bjorn says that he's even going better now than he was then. So Arapaho for me in the Sky High, and all care, no responsibility, of course. And we hope we have some success, and we hope that you have, if you follow us in some small way.
I'm going to go with Shane's as well. Our Gold Hope for the Coolmore.
Tip to something at $100. Our Gold Hope.
Oh, well, I can tell. It's got a great chance. I can tip you one at Canamble tomorrow.
Canamble, yes, go.
Yeah, the Gallant Star Stakes. Gallant Star in the Country Championships qualifier.
Yeah.
He's going to be probably $1.20.
Gallant Star's
Gallant Star. He's $1.20. He's Winks odds, but he'll win and he'll get through to the final tomorrow at Canamble. So
quite in contrast to that.
You were 101 to 120. Thank you.
Well, a winner's a winner. Stay with us. Coming up after the break,
we chat to Steve McMahon from the ATC about the proposed upgrades to Sydney racing venues and, of course, the Autumn Carnival ahead. That's coming up next.
It is great to have you company. It's going to be a warm day at Rosehill Gardens today. The Autumn Racing Carnival officially underway here in Sydney, of course. Ladies' Day, Coolmore Classic Day.
And joining us now is Head of Corporate Affairs and Government Relations at the Australian Turf Club. Good morning, Steve McMahon. Lovely to see you.
Good morning and happy carnival.
Happy carnival indeed. Well, let's start with Rosehill, where racing is today. Obviously, a very big talking point. ATC members will be asked to vote on the future of Rosehill in the coming weeks. Can you tell us about this latest proposal that we saw released this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is all in the hands of ATC members now. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. $5 billion doesn't come knocking at your door every day. So we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't put this proposition to members. So the way it would work, of course, if Rosehill has a metro station, which the government is talking about, that makes the land grow exponentially in value, hence the $5 billion figure. That money would be used to build brand new racing and training facilities and spectator and member facilities at Royal Randwick and at Warwick Farm and at a fourth racecourse that we've committed to. And it will be a group standard racecourse.
And that's probably one of the big questions, isn't it? Where will that racetrack be, the replacement racetrack?
Yeah, and there's a couple of options. There's land near Rosehill, there's land at Penrith, there's a few other options that we've looked at. If the proposal goes through, the ATC, through the resolution, is committing to a replacement group racetrack, and we would go through that with stakeholders, with trainers, with members, to make sure that it's the right location, the right size. It's a massive opportunity to get a brand new racecourse.
We're having a look at some of the vision that's been supplied this week by the ATC. Some of the major investments to racecourses and facilities are at Randwick, Warwick Farm, Canterbury. Talk us through some of these proposed plans that we're having a look at there.
Absolutely. So, as you know, the SCG out there have got fantastic facilities. They pay over $22,000 a year, and there's a long waiting list. These type of facilities would replicate in Western Sydney at Warwick Farm, at the new racetrack, and at Royal Randwick. It would come within the existing ATC membership, which is around $500. That would be locked into current ATC members if it goes ahead. Brand new restaurants, new seating areas, undercover areas, brand new facilities like gyms and the like. Things that would make world-class racing happen at Randwick, happen at Warwick Farm, the best facilities ever.
What's the feel, do you think, amongst the members? Have you got a temperature gauge on which way it might go? Of course, everyone's just got to accept the umpire's decision at the end of the day, and it's going to be a majority win situation, isn't it?
Absolutely. And look, as I said at the start, it's entirely in the hands of ATC members. It's been a very emotional debate. I mean, I love Rosehill. We all love Rosehill. We love racing. We're only having this debate because this is an opportunity to set racing up for the next 100 years. And so no one comes into this debate lightly. So, yeah, of course everyone has to accept the umpire's decision, but we need to look at the facts, we need to look at the opportunity, because it'll never happen again.
When is the vote? And I suppose before we move on to the Autumn Carnival, what would be, your message to ATC members as we count down to the vote? Well,
members can already vote, so we'd encourage them to go to the Australian Turf Club's website. The information's been sent to members already. They can actually vote online now. Just avail yourself of all the facts. Look at all the information. If you've got questions, there's a portal on the website you can ask. You can come to the membership office, you can ask me on the racetrack. Just make sure you look at all the information and go through it and then vote. We just encourage everyone to vote. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so whatever your position on it, make sure you look at the information and vote.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it's a bit like the US system. It's not compulsory.
Correct.
But you've got 11-odd thousand members. You want them all to have their say. So once you do look at what comes back, it's a fair assessment of the membership.
That's absolutely right. So that's why we've got the website coming on shows like this. We're ringing members, we're emailing them. We want everyone to know all the information so that they have an informed vote.
All right, well, before we let you go, the Autumn Carnival underway, Rosehill Gardens today. She's going to be a warm one for Ladies' Day, but a huge focus on fundraising this year as well for the ATC.
Yeah, that's right. So through the Australian Turf Club Foundation, which is chaired by Angela Bell McSweeney, doing a great job there, we've got a function today at Ladies' Day. We'll be selling these pins for the Golden Slipper. We've also got another function on the Champions Day on the 4th of April, which is also going to help fundraise for our foundation. We've got, through Caroline Cersei, who's been championing this, we've also got a horse called Bastida, which is a retired racehorse, and we're going to use that horse to help with a Paralympian in the future. So we're trying to raise money to help further that program, so that benefits not only the Paralympics but retired racehorses and the rehoming program.
I love the rehoming program. Such a great concept.
You got a tip for us today?
Look, I actually think Lady Camelot could turn the tables on Lady Shenandoah, but coming from a bit wide, but better price. So
What a bit of interest. You're going to have a busy week or so. Thanks for coming on the program.
No worries, thank you.
Appreciate it, Stephen McMahon.
Thank you. Well, it's very rare for a trainer to have 2 quality mares in their stable, but for Annabel Neasham, she's got 3.
She absolutely does, Jill. Sunshine in Paris, Lady Laguna, and one of the favourites in today's Coolmore Classic, Amelia's Jewel. I caught up with Annabel for Racing Dreams. Annabel Neasham, there she is, Sunshine in Paris. That was a really good run. Difficult gate on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a good ride from the outside gate. Chad got her into a lovely forward position with cover, just one off the rail. But yeah, unfortunately, a few of the horses came around. Steffi Magnetica made a mid-race move, and there was a couple of horses to our outside at a crucial time where we wanted to build into the race, and the horse in front of us wasn't taking us anywhere. Switzerland, who we were on the back of, and we just had to wait for a gap to come on the inside, and probably just held her up. The first 2 were off and gone, but loved the way she hit the line, and it was as good a first up run as you could ask for.
And she's off to the TJ?
She goes straight to the TJ and then into the All Age, so looks like a 3-run prep for her at this stage.
It's quite appropriate that it's Ladies' Day at Rosehill Gardens today. She's nodding away because Amelia's Jewel, now a 5-year-old mare, done so well since she's come across from Western Australia. Really good win in the Guy Walter, and she's up in and around that favouritism for this race, the Coolmore Classic.
Yeah, she's come back in great order actually. Her and Sunshine have done sort of all their work together all the way through. And yeah, we had a nice sense of timing about her this time in. She just hasn't missed a beat. We've obviously got to know her a bit better now as well. You know, she was first prep with us last time, so it was just getting to know her. But I feel like we know her a bit better, and hopefully that win. She hadn't won for 500 odd days. She'd had a fair few seconds. Hopefully that win. She won, you know, fairly arrogantly in the end, albeit she was probably gifted the race to some degree. They walked in front, but you just hope that can give a horse confidence. So she's drawn what looks a nice barrier for her in 6 as well.
Really nice to have a Coolmore Classic next year, no?
It would be nice. Yeah, no, it would be really nice. It's obviously, you know, historically a lot of good mares have won it. You know, she's up against it in terms of weight. She's top weight and giving a lot of up-and-coming fillies and mares. I think a lot of them are just carrying 51, but I suppose that's the nature of a handicap, and she's got the form on the board, so that's where the weight comes from. But I think, yeah, we'll run her there and then see how she goes. Hopefully she can win that, and then look at maybe the Queen of the Turf after that.
What about Lady Laguna? She ran in a Golden Slipper. She beat an Everest winner to win a Group 1 in the Canterbury Stakes. She's still an amazing horse. She's going to go off for a little bit of a run, Sunshine in Paris. But Lady Laguna, yes, I know you're so proud of her, and she's really close to your heart as a horse.
Yeah, I'm really lucky at the moment to have 3 really quality Group 1 winning mares in the stable, and they've all got their own characters. You've just seen her, she's a bit of an alligator, likes to nip, but Lady Laguna, she's a great character. She's been so tough. We've had her since she was a yearling, and you know, she was a hairy, immature, backwards-looking yearling, and to think she's grown into a weight for age Group 1 winner, you know, you would have never imagined it early doors, and she's just continued to keep improving. Last preparation she got a temperature, and it just really put us on the back foot. We were hoping to get her into an Everest, but it unfortunately stuffed up the prep. Then we took her over to Perth and just learnt that day. We hadn't ran her in Melbourne since she was 3. And J Mac got off and said, don't go this way again. She just really crabbed around the corner. So it's all been about just concentrating on getting her back going in Sydney, on her Sydney leg. So she'll start off in the Galaxy. Tommy Berry's going to ride her there, and then she's probably another one that'll be lining up against Sunshine in the TJ and then the All-Aged.
And you're getting married in the next few weeks. It's all happening. What an autumn for you.
Yeah.
Excited?
Excited, yeah. Not much time to think about that at the moment. Luckily, we've got a great crew that are helping organise that, because Rob and I are certainly not the most organised people. But that's the week after the All Age, so hopefully we'll have something to celebrate there as well.
And women in racing, finally, Ladies' Day, so many more even than when you started.
Yeah, it's growing and growing. I've been here, I think, 9 years now, and we're seeing more and more female participation, and particularly in the jockey ranks. A lot of the apprentices, we've got Molly Fitzgerald, our apprentice, a lot of the jockeys, the younger riders coming
Molly
through,
Burke, yeah.
A female. You've got Molly Burke as well, who's going really well, and of course Rachel. It was so great to see her win the Group 1 in Japan, which, you know, really put her on the world stage, and You know, she's very much sort of as a jockey, not being labelled as a female jockey. It's just a jockey, and you know, I know we want nothing more than just to feel equal, and certainly do now in this day and age in this industry.
So does she. We better close that door, I suppose. There's sunshine in Paris. She behaved for most of that time, didn't she, Annabel?
She did. She's Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes she's charming, and other times she says, "Get out of my space."
Boy, she's quick. Welcome back to Racing Dreams. Julie, you got your pen ready?
Pen, paper, ready to go. Nick Burney, live in the Sky Racing studio. Good morning to you, sir.
To you, Tim and Julie. I'm excited for today. I think it's a cracking meeting out there at Rosehill Gardens, especially the feature. You're either with Lady Shenandoah, the Boom filly, or I might be looking at a different angle here. I think we get the one home at a bit of odds, but just through the day, we're going to build the chips, put them all in the lucky last, which we'll get to soon for the best bet.
That's the optimism.
Well, why don't we go to the Get Out, Nicholas? We'll go to best bet, and it is in race 10. Tell me.
Les Vampires. Now, I think I've practiced that a few times, actually. I've had to go through it a number of times this morning. I've listened to Darren Flindell plenty of times here, but that is the horse with the yellow silks and the red hat. So this was first up. He had a long break here, and I think if Adam Hieronymus had his time again, he probably would have gone at a more genuine speed, because you'll watch him here. He's just out sprinted when the pace went right on there. But watch him through the line. He's very strong late. He's then back up through them, past them, the next 100 metres. So I quite like him, Les Vampires. Second up, he's got a great profile. He's quite well weighted here, and I think out to the 1400 metres, he can lead at a genuine speed today and run his rivals ragged. I think he's a good price. I marked him clear favourite.
All right, who's your next best?
Time to Boogie. So we're going to go to race 7. Now, this is quite key in the fact of a fitness advantage here, because 7 out of the 11 runners here are first up. And this was Time to Boogie with his blinkers on for the first time. So another leader here in the Derby colours there. So blinkers on for the first time. He wanted to go back and find the rail here, but he led at a genuine speed. But I just liked how he held off the late challenges here. He ran solid time to the day. But the best thing for him is he's got no weight today, and he's just going to go straight to the front again today. And just those horses, they might be a little bit soft that last 50, but Time to Boogie's rock hard fit, and I think he can just hold them off late.
Now, you're living in the 70s as well, although you're born well after that. A bit of skyhook action for you today as well?
Oh, maybe if we can get it home. But I think the key to this race is west of Swindon coming out this morning with a vet certificate. So that skyhook there in the white and red colours, just in behind the speed. Now, I thought it was great first up off just only one trial, and have a look at that. Just checked at a critical stage, and he just has to switch back to the inferior ground this day. He didn't want to be near close to the rail, but have a look at Skyhook just pick up over the final 200 metres. He actually ran the fastest final 200 metre split of the meeting. He's great through the line there. He needs to win today to get into the slipper. I think he can. He's another horse who just will be up on top of the speed again. He maps beautifully for me. I think he's very, very hard to beat.
All right. Who's your pick for the feature?
Alencia, yeah. So, look, on the favourite, Lady Shenandoah, I think she's awfully hard to beat, but I marked her $3. So the way my brain works is if I marked her $3, she's $2.40. I have to go looking somewhere else. And the horse I'm going to pick out is the horse out the back here in the Star Thoroughbred colour. So that's the purple with the white stars there, number 2. And the thing about this horse is Chris Waller, as we all know, is such a pattern trainer. All of her peak efforts have come third up. So this is her second up. And she's, in both runs this preparation, has ran the meetings fastest 400 to 200 metre split. But then she's just slightly petered out that last 200 metres. So that just tells me now she's ready to go. She gets the perfect gate, barrier 3. She's going to be smothered away doing no work. This is going to be a high pressure race. And Jason Collett rides, who's been riding her all preparation, if he gets the breaks, I think she's got the closing speed just to get them over that final 50 metres. And I really like her. I think she's been well back this morning as well. So I'm happy to follow her in. But it's a great race. You could go so many different ways here. And I know, Julie, you do like Lady Shenandoah. I think she's going to be hard to hold out.
I hope you're right there. Let's have a look at the graphic for the day for Nick as well, so we can take a little screenshot of who he's gone with. There we have... sorry, can you just take us through your best bet again?
Best bet is Les Vampires. Race 10, number 12.
Well
I came
done.
last. I came last in French at school as well, just for anyone that cares about that. But next best is Time to Boogie, race 7, number 6, value bet. Well, it's another bet now, I'd say Skyhook, race 3, number 4, and the feature, race 8, number 2, Alencia. I quite like Alencia at the odds.
Nick, I like Arapaho today with Rachel King on board. There's been a bit of a theme all through the episode about Rachel. She has developed into such an extraordinary jockey, hasn't she?
Yeah, she really has, and she's such a great jockey on top of the speed. But for her to go over to Japan, in a past life, I did a lot of stuff on Japanese racing. It's a tough jurisdiction over there, and she just took it by the horns and rode plenty of winners. So good on her, and she can only go right on with it again today. And Arapaho, yeah, I actually went Vauban, Tim. So look, we're both against the favourite there, Lindemann, but it's going to be hard to beat up on top of the speed. But yeah, I agree with you. Arapaho, it's flying, isn't it?
Yeah, and Bjorn Baker, tell you what.
He's flying.
Oh, he apparently won the meat raffle at the local club last night. He's doing that well. Nick, so good to see you, buddy. We'll do it again next week. Thank you, Nick, Bernie, and as always, thank you to Racing New South Wales for their wonderful sponsorship. That's the reason why we're here. Enjoy today. It's going to be a cracker at the Coolmore Classic, just a week away from the slipper.
Take a fan too. It is going to be a warm day of racing. But we'll see you out there live, Rosehill Gardens, next week for the Golden Slipper.
See you later.